Hey folks, Saksham this side from AceIPM, and congratulations, you're halfway through your IPMAT preparation journey with IPMAT Rota getting over. But now comes the elephant in the room, which is going to be IPMAT Indore. And that is an exam which has caused a lot of undue stress amongst you all. I know sabki phat rahi hai, it's not just you, trust me. You guys have been preparing for this exam for many months, many years, and it makes sense for you to stress at this point, given that this is your dream college. But a lot of undue stress can also have a negative impact on how you do in the actual exam. And this is why this video is going to be important for you, especially the ones which are not scoring so well in the mocks. The video will talk about a lot of pointers which we have talked about over the course of year, but this will be a compilation of the same to reiterate all the important pointers which will help you strategize and have a perspective shift in terms of how do you approach this paper. So without any further ado, let's begin. Now before starting, I'll just want to talk about the cutoffs of IPMAT Indore. We have the data of the last 4 years, and as you can clearly see, IPMAT Indore is not a very high scoring exam, unlike IIM Rohtak's IPMAT. As you can see, the cutoff ranges between 16 to 20 in short answer, 25 or 21 to 31 in the case of MCQ, and 68 to 85 in the case of verbal. All of this out of 80, 40, 120, 160. So in that case, as you can clearly see, 16 marks out of 80, 20 marks out of 80. Is it something so hard for you to achieve? I think not. If you have prepared seriously, आप 5 क्वेश्चन तो ढूंढ ही सकते हो पूरे पेपर में 20 क्वेश्चन में से जो कि आपसे बनते हैं. एंड ट्रस्ट मी, अगर आप शांत मन से देखेंगे आपको काफ़ी क्वेश्चन ऐसे दिखेंगे जो कि आप वर्बली भी कर सकते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर मैं 2019 पेपर पे जाता हूँ विच वॉज माई ईयर ऑफ अटेम्प्ट, इफ आई लुक एट द फर्स्ट 3 क्वेश्चंस, मैं तो घबरा जाऊंगा बिकॉज आई डोंट नो आंसर टू एनी ऑफ दैम. वाई? बिकॉज आई एम अ नॉन मैथ, and trust me, a lot of non-math do clear IPMAT Indore as well. But keeping that conversation aside, I am somebody who's not very good with higher math or even geometry, which is why I cannot really solve the first 3 questions. But if I would have maintained patience, तो मैं नीचे आता, I would have seen the question number 6, which is something I can do verbally because I'm very strong with arithmetic. The question says there are 3 friends. They distribute apples in the ratio 3:5:7. They consume 16. Now they're left with some apples, which is equal to the largest share of all the 3 friends who ever had that. And in that case, find the total number of apples. That means कि जितने apples बचे हैं, that is equal to 7x, which is the third friend. And जितने apples consume हो चुके हैं, that is equal to the sum of the first and second friend, which becomes 8x. 8x is 16, which means x equals 2. So the total number of apples will be 3 plus 5 plus 7x, which is 15x, which comes to 30. Now this is a question which I could have solved in about 30 to 50 seconds verbally without having to pick my pen and paper. And that is the kind of questions that you have to find. Arithmetic is my forte, which is why I could do it verbally. For you, it could be something else. For you, it could be some different question. So don't fret अगर आप ये question आपको समझ नहीं आया, इसका आंसर नहीं आया. It's easy for me. It might not be easy for you. But seemingly, if you go through all the 20 questions, I'm sure you'll find at least 4, 5, 6 questions which you can do properly with a calm mind, and it will not take you more than 20 minutes. Once you're done spending those 20 minutes on the 5 questions that you definitely know, 5, 6, 7, whatever number of questions it is, you can now spend the rest 20 in taking risk and coming to the answer of a lot of questions wherein you may be having a split answer of 50-50, right? You may or may not know it, but it always makes sense for you to take a chance, given that इस section में at least you don't have negative marking. Similar to that, if you go to, let's say, MCQ section, you just barely require anywhere between 21 to 31 marks. What it essentially comes to is about 8-9 questions out of the 40 questions that are given to you. Again, I'm sure इतने questions आपको मिल जाएंगे if you have been preparing seriously, जिनसे आपकी at least cut off निकल जाए. I understand that cut off निकालने में and final call convert करने में cut off से ज़्यादा marks आपको लाने पड़ेंगे. But at least at this point in time, डोंट फोकस ऑन ऑल ऑफ दैट. अगर आपके ऑलरेडी मार्क्स कम आ रहे हैं, एटलीस्ट कट ऑफ क्लियर कर लो. इंटरव्यू इज समथिंग जो हम बाद में सॉर्ट कर लेंगे, राइट? अभी के टाइम जस्ट विद अ काम माइंड ट्राई टू एटलीस्ट अचीव दीज कट ऑफ्स. टेक रिस्क whenever you feel like it is necessary for you to get above the cutoffs. But if आप पहले से already कट ऑफ के ऊपर जा रहे हैं, then just make sure that you play safe. And also understand that माना कि 20-25 हज़ार बच्चे IPM का फॉर्म भरते हैं, बट 20-25 हज़ार बच्चे IPM के लिए सीरियस नहीं होते हैं. A couple of thousand of people will not even turn up for the exam. They just fill the form, but they won't actually attempt it. उसके बाद भी half of the students fail to get even a +1 score in all the three sections. Only half of them, roughly half of them, are able to score at least 1 in all the three sections. And उसके बाद भी there will be people scoring 1, 2, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 50, 60, 70, 80, right? And they are not your competition. Your competition, if in case you have been preparing seriously, is the last 3-4,000 people, and उनमें से 150 बच्चों का selection होना है. And उसके बाद भी there will be some waitlist movement, because some people will go to SRCC, they'll go to SSCBS, they'll go to an old IIT or NIT, and उसके बाद जाके कुछ waitlist movement भी होगा. Essentially, you have to be in the top 200-250 students out of the 3,000-4,000 who are going to give this exam seriously. The conversion rate now does not look so bad, and that should be your aim. Don't stress out. आराम से पेपर देकर आओ. I know it's a big deal, but it's not the end of the world. जितना आराम से, जितने काम माइंड के साथ पेपर दोगे, उतना ही you'll do better. And this comes from my personal experience. I am a person who's very calm in general. But let's say in my accountancy examination of 12th boards, I reached the center late, which is why उन्होंने मुझे entry नहीं दी 5 मिनट के लिए. उसके बाद they let me enter, and I was still, the paper was not started, सिर्फ checking वगैरह हो रहा था, registration वगैरह fill up हो रहा था. But because of the panic that I had by coming late, I messed up the calculation of the first one question that I attempted. That was a cash flow question, which is why I lost about 3-4 marks over there. Otherwise, the rest of the paper was perfect. On the other hand, in the case of my entrances, I was very calm. There were people around me who were discussing things like, have you done this Gugu Gaga theorem? It is going to come in exam. And I did not even know ये लोग बात किसकी कर रहे हैं. Somebody is saying कि मैं JEE देकर आया हूँ. Somebody is saying something. Somebody is saying something. But I just did not care about what they were saying. I was just focused on one thing, that is to make sure कि मेरी कट ऑफ निकले, मैं कॉलेज में पहुंचूं. And I did land up myself in IIM Rohtak. I hope the same happens with you. Don't take stress. आराम से पेपर दे के आओ. इंटरव्यू कॉल लेकर आओ. इंटरव्यू कॉल एक बार आ जाएगी, उसके बाद का प्रोसेस हम तब संभाल लेंगे. Do not stress about your interview. Do not stress about JEE people giving this exam. Do not stress about anything. Non-math बच्चा भी IPMAT निकालता है, मैथ वाला बच्चा भी निकालता है, JEE वाला भी निकालता है. Now it's on you कि आप में उतना ग्रिट है, आपने उतने एफर्ट्स डाले हैं, और आप उस कामनेस के साथ पेपर देकर अपनी कॉल लेकर आ सकते हैं या नहीं. That being said, all the very best for this exam. I hope you get what you deserve. I hope you get into your dream college. Let's say it's IPM 2022. I bid you a goodbye and I really hope that we all meet once again in the interview preparation for IPM 2022. Thank you and bye-bye.